Warning. Once seen, these can never be unseen. 10 more things you never noticed while watching Xena, Warrior Princess.
Run along now, boys. I don't have time to play.
Number 10. Sibling Rivalry. Destiny. If you're not aware, Lucy's younger brother Dan Ryan appears in this episode as the Roman soldier who breaks Xena's legs. Lucy gets him back, however, as Xena later breaks his neck after putting the pinch on him. Number 9. Falling Chakram. Orphan of War. This actually happens more often than you may be aware, but there are numerous times throughout the series where the chakram falls off Xena's belt as Lucy or doubles are moving about. One of these moments occur in Orphan of War as Xena's getting out of the Ixion caves, right here. Number 8. Lucy and Renee break character, Path of Vengeance. Adrian Wilkinson has revealed that it became a running gag on the set that Eve took over Gabrielle's earlier role of having to get in danger for the purposes of motivating a storyline. Eve's in danger and Mom has to come save her. As Path of Vengeance ends, Xena shouts after Eve, "Stay out of trouble." You can see Renee immediately starts to laugh, and while Xena may look like she's covering her face out of grief, it's really Lucy hiding the fact that she's laughing. Number 7. Juggling Henchman, Intimate Stranger. While you may consider it a dangerous thing to be goofing off in Xena's army as you're about to roast the entire population of her village, one of Kalisto's henchmen seemed to think that this was the perfect time to practice his juggling. Number 6. Lifeguard Station. Destiny and Here She Comes Miss Amphipolis.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Because of Lucy's injury during Season 2, the order of the season was shuffled to deal with the temporary loss of the series' leading actor. This resulted in having 2 episodes that were not shot back-to-back, airing back-to-back, obviously using the same beach to shoot on. This was made all the more obvious by the fact that the same lifeguard station is seen in both of these episodes.
Oops.
Number 5. Baby Eve Loves Weapons, Lifeblood. As Xena and Gabrielle learn about Amaris's death, someone seemed to have decided that the best way to keep the baby quiet during this emotional take is to give her something to play with. Gabrielle's sigh. What's really funny is when she drops the sigh and is highly amused by this while all the adults mourn around her. Number 4. Kalisto tosses her sword, Return of Kalisto. Considering how Hudson just throws her hand over her shoulder, I highly suspect that every time we see her sheath her sword, that Hudson is really just tossing it behind her. This may be because of how the scabbard has been designed, and is clearly softer and more flexible than Xena's, considering it can bend like this. However, in one shot of Return of Kalisto, this toss over her shoulder seems especially obvious, and you can even hear the sword hitting the ground. Interestingly, during the entire chariot race, Kalisto has no sword, or dagger for that matter, in her scabbard. Number 3. Flying Scrolls, the Xena Scrolls. Lucy seems to be a master of just going with the flow and saving the shot, but really this should have been reshot since it rather defeats the entire purpose of the moment and, frankly, makes Mel look like a complete idiot. As Jack leaves, none of the characters are supposed to be aware that he's taking the wrong backpack, the one with the scrolls. But as he puts it on, you can see a few scrolls fall out and hit Melinda. You would think she would have brought it to everyone's attention, especially as you can see Lucy reacting to being hit with them. Number 2. Car in the Woods, the Greater Good. Xena has called on Argo to save her from Talmudeus. As she clutches Argo, Gabrielle runs up to join them, and you can briefly see there is a car behind Argo, as Gabrielle grabs on.
Oops.
Number 1. Runaway Chakram, Ties That Bind. Xena arrives to challenge Coryllis for his army. As Lucy's double dismounts from Argo, notice that Xena's chakram not only falls off her belt, but it rolls away and Xena doesn't seem to mind at all. Maybe though that's because in a classic Yaxi fashion, the chakram has magically returned to Xena's belt in the very next shot with Lucy Lawless. Did you notice any of these before? Share your own examples that didn't make the list. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more of them in the future.